This story, the Mineral Resources and Energy Portfolio Committee says government should reconsider how it taxes fuel. The Parliamentary Committee has also welcomed the decision to extend the temporary relief on the fuel price by another 2 months. Chairperson Sahlulele Luzipo joins us now this hour. Mr. Luzipo, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. I interviewed you a few weeks ago when you were going around the country, around the whole issue of canvassing for a review of how the price of fuel in South Africa is set. We are now in the middle of a global crisis with the Russia-Ukraine war going on, and thankfully we have an extension of a reduction, a temporary reduction, temporary relief to the fuel price. But you were talking about the need for a long-term solution. What would that look like?
Thank you, Braden, then the viewers of eNCA at home. No, look, the first thing, you are correct. We were going around, but at that time we were dealing with the gas amendment bill. But you happened to get me whilst we were still on the public hearings for the gas amendment bill. But the point is, yes, you are correct also that we are seeing a surge of the petrol prices, or fuel prices, to be exact. But I think the first issue is that what we are saying is that if you look as to what, it's no doubt the fact that you've got your global or international influences in terms of the fuel prices that are concerned. But there are domestic issues that we need to attend to. The first one is that if you look, part of the challenge that we're having is that some of those are based on taxes and levies. The other ones are based on the retail and wholesale. The other one are based on the road accident fund. And we say those are some of the issues that we can deal and tackle them internally. Yes, we see the interventions that are being made, but we think that we have to confront the point that people are complaining about. It's not necessarily what goes with fuel. It's the price of fuel, which when you look at it, it's not necessarily the price of fuel that we may say we're paying for. I made an example somewhere. I said, when you pay for something, you must get what you are paying for. Therefore, it means if some of those issues, even if they are there, they can be located somewhere else in another area where we feel, for example, they belong to. Look at the road accident fund. Most definitely, our view is that in the absence, yes, the Minister of Finance said we need to look on the issues of social insurance. The fact of the matter is that we don't have a comprehensive social insurance platform currently. And the committee's recommendation was that take the road accident fund, which on the price of fuel is a factor when you look at it. There are issues, therefore, that, as I say, like the road accident fund, that can be catered for. Either when you do this renewal, you buy a new car, the issue then can be located there. It's just one example that one can say. It could be a long-term solution. You don't have to lose money. You just take it and put it somewhere where we think it belongs to.
Yeah, now you've got an oversight role as parliamentarians on this energy sector. You engage with them. There's been talk that they are looking into it. Are you satisfied in your oversight role, Mr. Luzipo, that the people who are tasked, mandated to deal with this issue are actually giving it the attention it deserves? It's a very urgent matter now.
Look, the point is, unfortunately, we can't change how rules or protocols of Parliament operate. Part of our resolution is that then, because the issue of fuel prices is not necessarily by cost implication related to mineral resources and energy, or on energy per se. It is related on tax-related matters. And National Treasury is the one that remains responsible for that. Secondly, if we make an example, on the issue of the road accident fund, it then means you have to engage. And what we resolved on was that we can't tackle this matter alone as the Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources and Energy. We need to bring on board the Committee on Finance as well as the Committee on Transport. And based on our common agreement, we can then be able to say concretely. But as we sit now, this is the view that the Committee on Mineral Resources has had. We have compiled our report. Unfortunately, you can only operate on the basis, even that oversight, it must be endorsed by the National Assembly. Until such time the National Assembly has deliberated on the recommendations of the committee, then they become a decision of Parliament, and they will then have to be enforceable.
So that's a process. Thanks for clarifying it. So you are zooming in on issues like the Road Accident Fund. You think it could be tackled elsewhere. There could be other aspects around the fuel levy. I mean, we saw the government the other day, the Energy Department with Treasury, announcing a reduction of 10 cents in the demand management side of the levies in terms of. So in your report, you want a comprehensive review. What else that you are looking at to assist in the fuel pricing?
Look, the first thing we are saying we must pay. If we are buying fuel, you must pay for fuel. Taxes and levies must be located where they are. I haven't heard someone who is complaining necessarily about the basic fuel price. The major concern is about what is linked to the basic fuel price. And this is our view that if you were to take, for example, by calculation, if you were to take all the taxes and levies, if you were to take the retail and wholesale margins, if you were to take the storage and distribution, all those by cost and the road accident fund, we think by definite, it will then give you what is the basic fuel price. And the basic fuel price may go up to 14 rand. It may go up even to 12 rand. And that is why you are saying the major concern will not be able to deal effectively with the fuel price crisis if we are not dealing with some of the domestic challenges or domestic factors that are relevant for us to attend to as a nation.
Thank you very much for that clarity. That's Sahlulele Luzipo. He's a chairperson.